Oh, I've been talking and I've been muted. I'm stupid. Hello, everybody. Don't anybody watch the VOD. Just don't do it. It's bad news. Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. My name is Chores, and welcome back to Chores Life. You know, I muted the mic just so I could like get my headset on and then not like, you know, fumble with it and make little crackly sounds. And then I didn't click the unmute button. Brilliant. But thanks for letting me know, guys. So let's start the hellos again. So hello to Katie Cat and WTA Pipes. And WTA Pipes, I noticed that you are a new Patreon patron, so thank you for the channel support. We got Ryuga here, and Solston, who I think I've heard of before. Pumpkin Rot, the Mystery Lady, Milo Hobo, William... Oh, everything just jumped. Here we go. William Aylward, welcome to you as well. And Katie Cat, hey! With channel support. Hey, thank you so much. Yesterday was your 20th birthday. Well, happy birthday, Katie Cat. We've got Joshua Suruda as well. Mr. Mac. Zero Xeon and Wobbly Boost. Wow, we got a whole crowd here. Here to watch me smash blooms into ingots. Well, I'm glad we got the mic thing, you know, within, 30 seconds and not 10 minutes. And Xanthippe is here as well. The other block game apparently has a movie trailer out. I thought they were making that movie over a decade ago. Huh, weird. I actually am not aware. I've kind of been out of the loop on the other block game for a while. I played it for 10 years or something. I don't even know. Probably more than 10. What's on the agenda today? So, Mr. Lady, on the agenda, I have here more iron blooms, Hellhammer iron blooms, possible panning if wind is bad, question mark, trees, wind is good, by the way, trees, charcoal, and I have a couple new small, really minor mods on. I'm going to see if I can do... oh, that's not it. Do one of them. So one of them is called Vanity. And it's supposed to be bound to V. It's not doing anything. So I don't know what the deal is there. Controls. Is there a Vanity option in here? User interface, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we go. It's K. It's not. It is not K. That's how I get to my waving emoji. We're gonna do... Yep. Yep, we're doing semicolon. Alright. Apparently we're not doing semicolon. Okay. It doesn't like semicolon for some reason. Oh my goodness. It's because I have that. Okay. No, don't do left mouse click. Begin typing server command. I don't know. Keypad divide. There we go. There we go. Let's hide our armor. Ah. Oh, much better. Much better. So during our last stream, I wanted to address our clothing situation. So I think we should look a little better than this by now, or at least soon. And so I think it's time to bring the Vanity mod on, so I can actually be armored, and yet still see our clothes and the awesome hair. I love this hair. This is as close as you can get to Kurosawa's canon hair, I think. So I added that on. I also added on simple tailoring. All that one does is, for most of the clothing recipes that don't already have recipes, it adds them to the game, except for things like the Rotwalker gear and some of the the damage stuff. Oh look, andesite. 3 blocks, perfect. And yeah, so that way we can tinker around with some clothing and figure out what we're going to look like, because this isn't high fashion. This is not high fashion. I'm going to take a break here and take a look at people in chat. Who else is here? I saw a couple names pass by. Blooms into metals, you say, says Sulston. Hammering metal sounds quite riveting. Oh, yes, it does. Get out of here. Let's see. I also have a few 20 questions. Didn't get a whole lot this time around. That's okay. PTRD41, welcome. WT says you're welcome. Kurazar, I was a patron a few months ago. Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, hey, yeah, life happens, and yeah, there's no skin off my back. So great to have you back, though. Bazinga fashion. As someone who goes to the Renaissance Festival, I thought showing off your armor was vanity. Yep. And Lithios is here. So I also have one more thing on my to-do list, and I have it here written as experiment with an exclamation point. And to give you all a hint, it involves 3 blocks of relieved stone and a prospecting pick. I want to see something. I'm just feeling cheeky right now. I want to know if this works. So we're going to go out here somewhere where I don't have a pro pick reading. I mean, even here is good, but we'll go up here to the little peninsula. Silson sees where this is going, yep. Yeah, I had an idea for another short, and I was like, you know, I want to experiment, but I figure we can experiment together and just see, you know, have some fun with this and see if this actually works, because if it does, I'm going to laugh. And Giovanni is here. Hello, Giovanni. Welcome to a Chores stream. Good, that baby's around. Alright, this should be good. Let's go to the middle, up where this lake is. Hello. Might slide down there real quick, too. Alright, so let's just drop, you know, this one here, and this one, like, here, and this one over here. Is that good? Oh, hey. Nice. Let's mark this down. HF soil. Soiled. Where are you? Save. Okay, so, Propic. We need to be in density mode. Can I do this? Info log. Need 2 more samples. Oh, no, I can. Oh, man. Oh, it's so cheesy. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, so, everybody, you can indeed prospect by bringing your own stone with you. Bring your own stone, plop it down. No fuss, no muss, no digging holes, and just bring your stone with you. So I think I have to make a short about that now. That's going to be too funny. And then I can't wait for the devs to notice and be like, oh, we're patching that out. Well, wind is good right now. So I think we should get to Hanning. Lovely day. See, how's our food? Food is good. Food is good. And Wolf Mistress is here, and APEC says breaking the game. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, man. Wabu says you're going to tell Tyron I broke the game. Oh, I'm sure they'll find out in short order. I'm going to earn a reputation one of these days. Let's see. The hammer and the chisel will stay here. Oh, something else we will do is we will keep pushing the steel along. However, I will not break open the coffins if we finish the steel today. Oh, we have some junk soil here, too. Get out of here. Let's bring this back to our main base. Can you make a gold anvil? You can't make an anvil from gold, but you can make a golden anvil if you make it from tin bronze. And Mystery Lady is taking care of her bunnies while I stream. That's pretty cool. I always wanted bunnies as a kid, and then my parents never wanted to let us get bunnies. Ended up with hamsters instead. And now I just don't have the time for bunnies. I really don't. Okay, let's get our iron blooms. And how many do we have? We have a bunch. That's hematite. I did have high iron blooms, didn't I? Or did we hammer them all out? We may have. I don't... My eyes don't deceive me. There are none in here. We might have to actually make some iron blooms. Can I make one out of steel? Anvil out of steel? Yes, you make steel anvils. But you need an iron anvil first, so meh. Okay. Let's see. So, I guess we're making some bloomeries then. I wasn't expecting to be making bloomeries. Well, I mean, I was going to, but not as the first thing. Fire clay bricks, you come with me. It's a good thing the next thing on my list was chopping down trees and making charcoal. Because we don't have a ton of black coal. I want to save a little bit for bombs, but we don't need much. This makes a lot of bombs. But let's also bring along brown coal, and we're gonna keep pushing the steel along as well. Let's do that first, in fact. And Nightbot is here. Oh, Nightbot, how we love you. Not. Oh, you're still oh, that doesn't count. Does not count. Yeah. Yeah, I think I messed up the timing on some of this little bit here. 58, yeah, we're gonna have to put another extra bit in at some point. Shame. Alright, lesson learned, don't try to just refuel it mid-firing. Unwise. Can you make gold armor? Yes, you can make gold armor. It's not terribly useful, though. It's decorative. It's very pretty, but I would not recommend it as, like, your main armor. It doesn't last very long, and doesn't give much protection either. The drip. That's right. Okay, so that's moving along. Let's get our bloomeries going here. So we'll do bloomeries, and then we'll do some tree topples, and then bonus points if we get the reference to that one. And then we might have to rest. I mean, we'll probably pass some good time doing trees here. But just in case, we might have to rest to pass the time for the bloomeries. We'll see. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm starting a musical piece. You know what? Let's see how many chunks build these up. Can I get like just a full... No. It gives me the 7. Of course it does. Alright, so let's make chimneys for all these guys. I need a hammer too. Oop. Oop. I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm missing one, guys. And I made 8. I think it refunded me an entire stack of fire clay or something, or just disappeared. I don't know. I don't like it. Kitty cat, any advice for somebody entering their 20s? Oh. Don't take advice from me. That's my advice. Don't take my advice. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people worry about getting to a certain, like, age, and should I have done this in my life? And frankly, I think you know, whatever you want to do with your life, that is entirely up to you, and whatever makes you happy, do it. Oh yeah, we got plenty of we have plenty of hematite to fill these 8 and more. Yeah, don't get old. Actually, you know what? I think my advice is gonna be to live life to its fullest, but not like every day is your last. I hate that advice. Injuries that you get, especially as you get to your late 20s, and stressors in your life, they will start to add up eventually. And hey, Allison She is here, and Ash Matheson, welcome, welcome. Stretch daily, frankly, stretch daily, and exercise somewhat. So exercise more than I do. That's my tip. It doesn't take much. Save your money and enjoy friends before they all have families. That can be true. If you're planning on having a family and your friends have families, then things can line up pretty well. We've had a lot of friends who we don't actually hang out with anymore because they're living the childless life and we're not. But we've made new friends with people who do have kids around Kurosini's age. So actually, no. There is something that I think is valid advice that I might have for your 20s. Is if something or someone is not working out for you, like they're stressing, you're dating someone, they're stressing you out, or you have a job that's just killing you, don't worry about the optics of how it'll make somebody else feel. If it's not working for you, move on. Granted, finding a new job isn't super easy, and it may not be safe to leave someone who's stressing you out. For instance, if you rely on them for housing or if there are other factors at play. But don't waste your time on things that aren't working out for you. And I can speak from experience there. Don't sweat the small stuff if you have no control over it. Do not stress about it. Yeah, that's the kind of thing where it's great advice if you can follow it, but telling someone who's stressed to calm down is like never the answer. Just calm down. Yeah, I honestly, because I put up with a lot of nonsense when I was in my 20s, I found that I'm actually a less patient person than I was growing up, and less patient than I want to be. I used to be like really flexible, like, I could live anywhere and do anything and go anywhere and it didn't matter to me. And if someone's schedule conflicted with mine, I was very flexible in general. After my 20s and some experiences there with some people who weren't very good for me, I ended up very much like, I can't stand BS. I can't stand people who make me wait anymore. I mean, not like a couple minutes for we're heading out the door and someone needs to use the bathroom or forgot something, but like, someone who holds up my whole night. I used to be like, oh yeah, I'll just go do something else. No problem. When that happened a lot and every night became, well, should I bother getting up to go do this thing? Are they going to show up? At that point, it was just too much. Let's pop that in there. Let's get our cool. That shouldn't require all this coal. I certainly hope not. Get our torch ready too. There we go. Hey, Burnzilla's here. Lovely night for a chores stream. It is. I have the windows open. Oh, we're low on coal. Oops. I'm going to tap into our charcoal, I think. But yeah, I have the windows open tonight. It is going to be kind of chilly overnight, but until then, it is really nice. It's helping keep my room cool too, because with this RTX 3070, this room gets a little toasty. Oh, that's actually almost all of our hematite. Okay. All right, all right. I'm pretty sure the mine down there has a lot more, so... We have 6 times 16, so... what, 100-ish? Or just shy of 100 iron ingots. That's going to be plenty of steel for us. And... Rye Guy 0052 is here. Hey, you're catching up to reality. Did you snap back to reality? No, I'm gonna stop. Don't let me rap. Don't let me rap. Have I ever thought about doing a vintage story series where I live in a treehouse? I have actually. I actually tried a treehouse like before I started doing streaming and videos in general. I did it in redwoods. It was okay. I think I have the same problem with the redwoods here and building in them as I did in the other block game, which is that because every block is a full meter, like it just doesn't look good if you're building in the redwoods themselves, unless you're building like really small platforms. Then it gets really like inconvenient to do anything. The other thought is to build my own tree and live inside the tree or on the branches, and I would do that, but I've done that so many times in the other block game. Like I had this I think I showed it in episode 107 of season 1 in the totally vintage story episode. I went into my other block game world as the April Fool's joke, and I don't think I really went into it, but I passed by this giant tree in the swamp, and that was one of the things that I'd made, and had a little bit of a home in. Let's see. Let's grab some seeds. It is time for trees. And when I said time for, my mind went to number of the day because Kurzini is watching a lot of Sesame Street, and boy, do those songs get stuck in your head. Oh my goodness. Or pain. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction, aren't I? Yes, I am. Because I can't see anything. When you do tree houses, you spread them out. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it, like sort of like an Ewok village. I find that with Vintage Story, because of the way the game is structured, like the Ewok villages are really hard to make efficient enough, and like for what I'm looking for, and I've learned that for doing videos, especially, efficiency is key to letting me get videos out in a timely fashion. In the first guide series, I would record, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours of video. Which means at least that much time editing. And I was doing 2 episodes a week, which meant that my hobbies, like my non-work, non-family time, was Vintage Story and nothing else. Like I friends want to hang out? Sorry, gotta do videos. Want to play D&D? Nope, doing videos. And the tree houses are just like they're not efficient as far as like time goes, because you want to have like a big storage area, etc., etc. Be glad I missed the Barney years. Well, I mean, I grew up in the Barney years. I mean, I'm actually 21. I'm totally 21. Yep, it's me. I grew up in the Barney years, although I wasn't a fan. I was a Mr. Rogers kid. Because we didn't have, well, I guess Barney was also on, I think, like, PBS. But Barney was on, I think, like, before I got out of, like, kindergarten or whatever. So I caught things like Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. And then TV time was over because it was dinner time. Oh, Baby Shark. Oh, Baby Shark is the worst. Actually, well, you know, I don't know. Miss Rachel. I love Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is great for toddlers. For my brain, she is not great. Those of you with kids who watch Miss Rachel, the bubblegum song, you know what I'm talking about. PTRD41 had a treehouse village in the other block game once. You turned your house into a radio tower and you played music discs on it. That's pretty fun. That's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get... Boy, it is evening and it is almost 40 degrees Celsius. Whew! Ouch. Keep the kids away from Cocoa Melon. Oh yeah, we hate Cocoa Melon. Oh, awful. Actually, one that I didn't expect to be as good as it is Trash Truck. I actually enjoy Trash Truck. It's cute, it's fun, it doesn't involve rhyming songs, which kind of helps keep my sanity. Oh, it's medium amount, that's right. We have lots of empty crocks. It means it's time to go slaughter some cows. I mean, gently harvest some cows. Here we go, acacia logs. There we go. We have a few more stacks. Good. I think I have too many sticks here, too. Yeah, let's do some stickage. Let's stick it to them. And what do I have in here? I can't see. Let's just kind of start our charcoal with this. We'll sleep first. Hey, Grumpy Thumper Gaming is here. Oh my goodness. I watch you. I come on your videos all the time. Well, I did when you were back when you were putting out regular Star Sector stuff. It's good to have you here. And Oak Tree is here. Hey, Oak Tree. Let's see. Busy like looking at chat and not thinking what I'm doing next. Let's go knock down the last couple of trees here of the acacia persuasion. The acacian. The dad laugh. Told a bad joke. And then we'll turn this into the next batch of charcoal. Uh-oh. Katie Cat's running afoul of Nightbot. Better watch your mouth there, Katie. Yeah, Nightbot's a little overactive, I think, and I don't know how to tune it. Like I've been into the C word, like the Tuesday C word, or like some other C word. Like, okay. Grumpy Thumper says, how the turntables. Glad to watch you now. I'm working on a new series for fleet composition similar to the By the Rules for Combat. Oh, cool. Good deal. It'll be for the next couple weeks. Okay, cool. Well, I will look forward to that. It's funny, you and I have very different philosophies when it comes to Star Sector and like how to build ships and fleets. But like they both, like, your system worked great for you, my system works great for me. It's like, there are so many ways to play that game. It is bonkers. Like I'm doing Angry Bees run right now, where I have all dinky ships, nothing larger than a destroyer. And granted, I'm gonna end up with mostly Hyperions at some point, but you know, for now it's just like I've got a mishmash of frigates and destroyers, and they rip everything to shreds. It's just nuts. Patrick playing with fire. I see we're all tempting Nightbot. Where is it? Here we go. We're going here. I think, bring along any flint. I'm stupid. He said carp. Oh. Yeah, I looked at the blacklist for Nightbot, and it was like really obtuse. Star Sector is so versatile even in vanilla. It is a gem. It absolutely is a gem. 100% agree. I think Alex is an absolute genius for coming up with that game. And there are a bunch of games that try to, like, capture that feeling, but none of them do it as well as Star Sector, I don't think. Should put a basket with flint and bones. I already have a chest here. I could just do that. Just leave this here. I probably will. Let's just do that. Maybe even leave the stone axes here too. That way I can forget where my axes and flint and bones are and be like, where did I put these stupid things? Just run all around and be like, oh, I wonder if it's in here. And no one told me. Okay, 2 axes is plenty. Actually, we have 3 axes. Get this guy too. But first, we're going to remove this axe from our inventory, so I'll accidentally use that. Accidentally. Accidental puns. Alright. That's 5. We need 4 more stacks plus 1. I guess we'll just, for now, start with this. Nice to know I'm not the only one using flint axes for firewood. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, like, it is a waste of your resources and time to use, like, a steel axe for firewood. That's everything. So, let's go get... Right, we need 3 more stacks, plus half a stack, plus 1. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, and then we'll cut this guy in half. Oh, no, not quite half. We need 9. There we go. All right. That in there, and you. All right. Let's tuck this guy in here. We can swap these out now. Sultan says, Chores are your light years faster calculating how much firewood. So actually, it's super simple. It's super simple. So since I have a 2-block tall charcoal pit, I know that every square, every 2x1 square, so every like section like this, requires 1 full stack. Because 8 or half a stack of logs, as long as they're not like kapok or ebony or purple heart, will make 1 block's worth, like 1 in-game block's worth of firewood. So I'm not even doing math. I'm memorizing how many blocks it takes to fill up a particular area, and then just going with that. All right, 1 piece of grass. Ta-da! And these. Light you up. Right. And seal you in. I think doing 3-block tall pits is what throws you off. Yeah. Absolutely. It's the second-hand Count Dracula. Or you mean the Count from Sesame Street there, Apec. Okay, so I think our bloomeries should be done, and we still have wind, which means that as soon as we start making ingots, the wind will die down. I'm calling it now. I'm just calling it now because it's going to happen. You know it. I know it. Let's go ahead. We're going to check off the things on the list first. So Vanity is done. Simple tailoring. We did our experiment. It was a success. Okay. Charcoal and trees. Yes, yes. More iron blooms. Yes. Okay. That brings us to the helving hammering. Assuming these are done. They should be. Oh yeah. Always check the bottom and like make sure it says 6 iron bloom, because sometimes when you fire these up, they're still hot too. They'll look like they're firing, but they won't actually fire. So just do a discount double check and make sure it says 6 iron bloom in the tooltip up top. All right. So should have 96 iron bloom. Awesome. That time I did do math. Okay, let's pop these in here. Make a note that we need to go and do some more iron mining at some point here. I wouldn't say soon, but soonish. Soon adjacent. Oh. And we have a lot of blooms, so let's get some more coal. But yeah, if the wind dies down, we'll spend a little bit of time in our beautiful new canning room down here with plenty of storage. I've got about a half a stack of bony soil. So yeah, we can get moving on that. But we're going to do a lot of this tonight, I think. Oops. Come with me. Let's get the tongs. The adventuring tongs. And I will try to stand somewhat away from the clanging and banging noises. Let's see, let's just keep a stack with me like that. Wait till you... Oh, you're already over what I wanted you to be at. Oh, right, because these are starting at a couple hundred degrees. I'm like, why is everything so hot already? Just start these up. Why not? Okay. 800. Start you up. All right. That beautiful sound. Ash Matheson says you're still watching the rest of the series, getting caught up. You feel like you've skipped ahead. I mean, in a way you have, if that's what you wanted to do. Go. Oh. Local caveman discovers fire. Yeah. So Grumpy, have you tried Vintage Story? What do you think of it? Or what do you think of the of what you see in the game in general? If you haven't played it yet, I'd be curious. Right, I thought the wind had stopped. Oh, please don't say that. If you say it out loud, it'll happen. There we go. And Justin Sorto is here. I think you're a new face, and True Hippie as well. True Hippie watched the whole series. It's amazingly calm and great for sleeping. Hey, awesome. I get that a lot, actually. People who watch me as they go to bed. Am I excited for the new reindeer mounts and actual boats? Yes, I am. Very much so. Grumpy Thumper says, which game? Didn't hear of the clanging. Vintage Story. This game. Like, are you generally a survival game enthusiast, or is it out of your general wheelhouse / interests? Oh. There. That dang ladder. Ah, and Ash Matheson watched Sultan's episode. Good, awesome. Okay. Get some more coal in these. Clang, clang, clang. My goodness. So much clanging. Oop, where'd that go? Oh no! I have 2 in my inventory. Oh, I'm behind the times. You haven't tried it, says Scrubby Thumper Gaming. You're very interested. You love survival games. Oh, cool. And got back into Banished recently. We're thinking about releasing a short Let's Play on hard. Man, I played Banished a long time ago. When it was... I think it was sort of when it was still being actively worked on. So, 100 years ago or so. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Have I tried Stonehearth? No, I haven't actually. When people ask about it, I mix it up for Hearthstone. And so I'm like, I don't play card games. Right, it's not a card game. It's something else. No, it looks pretty good. I just don't have a lot of time for other games right now. And Andrew Williams and Chris W. are here. Welcome to both of you. Same with Alita. It's like the sound of the worst bell choir ever. Yeah, just about. I'm probably going to let one of these burn down, because with these already... Well, these are getting down to being cold again. But I'll probably let one of these burn down, because we're not keeping up with all 4 of these. Also, part of that's my fault. Get me out of here. Can't hear anything. I can't hear chat. These are pretty tubular. These are pretty gnarly bells, man. 10 years old now. Is 10 years old like when they started developing Banished, or is that like when they stopped developing Banished? Because as I understand, it's kind of like abandoned mostly, right? Like it's not really feature complete. Do I think Vintage Story should have RPG leveling, like in the Skills mod? I don't think it needs it. I think if there were a means of differentiating your character based on your skills, by that I mean like in an impactful way in single player. Like, I don't like single player games where you have to pigeonhole yourself for doing basic tasks. Like in X skills, you get, you level your farming and your mining and so on. But like, it doesn't feel like it's necessary to me. If Vintage Story had like options for stealth and different kinds of combat, like leveling up in melee or ranged combat, or magic, or temporal warlockery or whatever, then yeah, I could see leveling for that kind of stuff. But since things like smithing and farming are so central to the game, and this isn't a Stardew Valley game, it's kind of like, well, this game's already a grind. I don't want to have another grind to go with that. Banished was released in February 2014. Okay. Well, cool. I hope you get a lot of viewers for the Let's Play. Sometimes an old game can pull some people out of the woodwork, which is pretty cool to see. So let's see. I actually have a couple 20 questions I wanted to get to before things get too crazy here. Let's see. So these are from the Discord mostly, actually entirely. I only had 3 questions this week. Let's see, we have... I'll get away from here. Our first one is from Lake Filter. Are there any foods that you enjoy even though you don't enjoy the food group they're in? For example, I like a breakfast salad called gado gado even though I normally hate raw vegetables. So, I don't really hate a lot of foods. In fact, not many. I would say I don't like some things, like... I don't like eggplant usually, but that's mostly because people tend to cook it into mush. I honestly believe that there's probably a way to make every single food, except Marmite, palatable. So I don't think... I don't think that there are any like that, mostly because there aren't any like food groups that I hate. That being said, to sort of give you an answer, in a similar vein, I do have some like really minor food allergies, nothing that's going to kill me. So all you assassins out there, you know, put the pears down. I can't eat most fresh fruit or vegetables. The fruit's actually worse, but vegetables can be annoying too. They just like, make the mouth itchy. Despite that, there are some fruit like mango and pineapple that I will absolutely eat for days, and I won't care. I'll be like, oh, this is great, my mouth is on fire, but this is terrific. Yes, Vegemite is the other one. Vegemite and Marmite. Eggplant can only be eaten fried when eggplant is just gross. Yes, that is exactly it. And so eggplant is kind of the same thing as like zucchini in the way you cook it. You want to cook it like fast and high, so that you fry it or you sear it. You don't want it to actually like start releasing its water, because then it just turns into goo. Don't mango and pineapple try to digest the eater? Sugar-free gummy bears. Indeed, Apex. Anyone who needs to know, there's this wonderful review of the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears on Amazon, and it's a real treat. In short, they're basically a laxative. Oh no! We still have near gale. Moderate breeze. Let's see how this holds up. This might be okay. This isn't the best. We have a stack and change already. Actually, almost 2 stacks. I'm gonna say we finish out the coal that's in here as best we can, and then we will just move on to panning. It's been a long time since we panned. Long time. But yeah, so pineapples digest you back. And actually, I ran afoul of that once. I once ate about half of an entire pineapple on my own. And, oh man, it burned my mouth so severely that I couldn't taste anything for about 3 days. Everything tasted like charcoal, like literally just like charcoal. Even water tasted like charcoal. And then it was about a week before I actually got like my full taste buds back. But, oh man, I was hurting so bad. That was pretty bad. Actually, one of the more interesting fruit is that I live in the within the native area of the pawpaw tree, which is I think I mentioned this before at some point, but it's a tree that is suspected to have migrated from like the tropical south, like in South America or Central America, during the last ice age or even before then, because it's very much like a tropical fruit. Think like like the cocoa bean or the cocoa fruit, where it's like this big long like sort of a little football fruit with a bunch of like big seeds in it, and that is a strange fruit. Like, it's very very soft, very like custard like interior. Burnzilla says, bro, just casually explain the chemical burn. Yeah, but it was one on my tongue. I feel like that's the important thing. This is a chemical burn on my tongue. And that's dead. I think this one right here is going to be our last bloom. Guess we'll plop it on there and see if it gets hot enough. Don't think it will. So our second question of the day, second 20 question, is from Skittlecob, who asks, have you ever been back to Europe since I was an exchange student, and where would I like to visit? I have not. I actually haven't even been on a plane since I came back. So, no, I've not been back to Europe. I think there are a few places I'd like to go. I mean, one, I would like to go back to Switzerland and, like, hang out with all my friends from there, although we kind of lost contact in college. When I was in college, I mean, the internet was definitely a thing, but strangely, at the time at least, I don't know how it is now, Swiss internet was really spotty. A lot of it was pay by the megabyte, which is just bonkers to me, and it was expensive. Like, it was like, oh, like $1 a megabyte, or a franc a megabyte. And so, like, I was instructed until I got to a different host family that had like broadband, which was like a half a megabit broadband, mind you. Was, you know, don't use the internet unless you gotta send an email, then you gotta log right off, or it's gonna charge us $1,000. But so we lost contact in college because you know, I could send stuff to them, but they really couldn't like send things to me. They didn't have good enough internet for things like Skype. So I don't know how it is now, but it was a little rough staying in touch back then. See, this is a particularly filling one. 1100, 1200, 1320. All right. And Bobby Boost is complaining about $1 a gig. Yeah, exactly. Like, it is amazing how much faster the internet is nowadays. Okay, so... Alright, we got through a good chunk there. And this is at least enough to run a second batch of steel when this one finishes, so... Cool. I'm not disappointed. Well, not that disappointed. At least. Alright, so let's get you out. Let's put the hammer and the tongs away. You're welcome, all of you. And Katie LBT is here. Hey, who hates pineapple? But does it burn your tongue is what I want to really know. And, alright, we have to actually get the bony soil first. The bony soil. Broadband, half a megabit. You know, back in the day, that was broadband. Broadband doesn't actually have a single defined meaning. It's whatever the regulating agency decides to consider broadband. I mean, DSL used to be the broadband to have. I think it's in here, yes. As far as places I'd like to go, in addition to seeing my friends in Switzerland again, it might be nice to just, I don't know, explore. Maybe like, so I've had some contact with some YouTubers over the years, like, who are from the UK, and like, we're not like on first name basis or anything, but like, people that I've interacted with on a regular basis. I'm not gonna name any names. But it could be cool, like, to be like, hey, you know, we used to do this thing together. Let's hang out and chat and something. I'm not a places person though. I would prefer to go and see and hang out with people. with like the places to explore in like as like the backdrop. I'm not a sightseer. I'm an experience haver. If I am one, if I'm anything, I'm an experience haver. KD8 says, "Does it burn your tongue, friend? You're allergic to pineapple." So I am allergic to pineapple, only minorly. But the burning your tongue thing is if you eat half or whole pineapple, I almost guarantee you it's going to burn your tongue. I'm not the only person to experience that. Burnzel says, "The internet in Switzerland is much better now. Back in the day it was spotty because of the mountains." No, I don't think it was the mountains. I mean, I'm talking like land, like home internet was spotty, slow, expensive. Oh gosh, I remember sending texts was a lot cheaper than calling, because calling was about 1 franc a minute, with like a 20 rapid like surcharge, no matter what. And then I think a text was like 10 or 15 rapid. Hey, Johnny Bright is here. Love your videos. First time seeing you live. You are the reason you started playing. Hey, good to hear. It's awesome. I want to go back to oh gosh, where is it? Is it in Bern, where there's a statue of like some dude, some giant ogre eating babies? I need a picture of that statue. So we have one more question. It is from Ryuga. And that is, what do you think about playing Necess? It's kind of like Terraria mixed with a civilization sim game. You know, I watched a little bit of Necess. Not enough to form an opinion on it. I like Terraria. As far as the civilization sim goes, if it's a sim in the vein of like the Civ games, the civilization games, I probably wouldn't be interested. I don't like the big like super political 4X style games, or the civilization style games. They just don't speak to me. But if it's a more like watch your civilization grow in a sort of like you're tending a garden, I could get behind that. You've eaten a pineapple you took off the tree. Katie, I'm not sure you I'm not sure you know how pineapples grow there, buddy. I don't think they grow on trees. It may also have been the ripeness of the pineapple too. I don't know if once they get more ripe, because so pineapples, it isn't the citric acid. They actually have enzymes in them that digest you back, and when those enzymes sit on your tongue for a while, because you're enjoying the flavor, they start digesting your tongue. Am I sitting in a bunch of stuff right now? I might be. Let's take a look. I can't see anything. No, okay, we're good. Let's see. Oh, we got a book so far. Some uranium. I know what mod that's from. All right. Yeah, pineapples grow. So if you've seen me collect pineapples in Vintage Story, they grow on these little, like, they're short, like, shrubby little things with a single pineapple. Actually, the cells on the pineapple, each of those is formed from a single flower. I misspoke. This is KD8. What I don't know is, so I do know you can cut a pineapple top off and plant it, and it'll grow into a new pineapple. I don't know if the pineapple plants, like if once you get the pineapple, do they regrow? And if so, do they regrow forever, or are they like a biennial, triennial kind of thing? I'd be curious to know. So Ryuga says, I guess it's the second one. Okay, so it's not like a civilization game. It's like a tending your garden kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, speaking of cool games, I did. We were traveling a bit this past weekend. I had some time to get into a little game called Tactical Breach Wizards. My goodness, is that game fun? It's short. It's about 16 hours long. It's kind of like Into the Breach, where it's a puzzle disguised as combat, and it's good. Like the puzzles, the combat is really fun, but the writing is what gets me. Oh, the writing is fantastic. Like, the characters are witty, they're self-aware, they're self-deprecating in most cases, and they make fun of each other all the time. And they're just flat out funny. Like, there's a traffic warlock named Steve. Yeah, he wears a high visibility robe because he's a warlock, and he summons hordes of undead driving ghostly cars to, like, careen toward you down hallways and across rooms and stuff. It is hysterical. So the pineapples can take years to grow. Yeah, I think I recall pineapple, like a single plant from a new one, is a long waiting game. Now am I standing in a bunch of junk? I am. Okay, let's plop some things in here. I wish it would actually, like, plop it into the chest, you know, because it's open. It's right here. I got phosphorite too. Nice. Oh, and bones. I don't need those. 3 years to grow before fruiting. Wow. Oops. I meant to do that. That was on purpose. Can only gather sand and gravel from a block with air above. I guess I'm getting you then, aren't I? Grumpy Thumper says, Magica also had funny dialogue. Yes, it did. Magica was very funny. I couldn't get into the game. Like, it was really cool, but I had trouble with the spell casting, like, construction of spells using the different keys. It just didn't quite click for me. But I loved the... I had a friend who played it, and I loved watching him play, so... A traffic warlock named Steve might be your next D&D character. Yeah, there's also a less lethal pyromancer who would cast mild fire, where it, like... the one guy described it as something like, it's good for a first-degree burn, but it won't it won't incinerate you or something like that, or won't cremate you. And, like, one of the characters has an assault rifle, but instead of a barrel, it's got, like, a wizard staff with a crystal in the end. The other character uses a wizard's wand that's actually a nightstick. Instead of fireball, it's fire pinch. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the mild fire is actually a pretty scary thing. It's one of those... it's a debuff where it's a damage over time, but it's not an every turn. It's an every action you take deals damage. And most of your characters... Actually, all your characters only have, like, 4 hit points. Or 5 hit points. So very, very similar to Into the Breach that way. And you have one healer in the party who was a surgeon. Her thing is that she can reverse the events on someone's body by 1 hour. But the catch is they have to be dead first. So when you're like, hey, I need some healing, she's like, okay, bang, she just shoots you dead and then raises you. Because an hour ago you were healthy. Just like, it's so kooky, I love it. It's very much... If you told me that Jim Butcher had written, like, the world and the dialogue, I'd have believed you. Absolutely. Pineapples in RuneScape take 16 hours to grow. That's awful short. That's about how long it take to grow in game, like yeah, in real life hours in Vintage Story 2. In Vintage Story, they're ready in about I think it's like 80 days or something like that. Thereabouts. Okay. Get a little bit of silver. I wish this uranium was gold instead of uranium. Don't have much use for it. Not building a nuke. I still see gentle and moderate breezes, unfortunately. "16 hours in RuneScape is 3 years. Does uranium have a use yet? So, in the vanilla game, uranium doesn't even spawn. The uranium in this game here, Vintage Story with mods, is that you can turn it into crushed uranium, grind it into powdered uranium. Do not inhale. Love it. And then you can turn it into like a glowing glass. I don't think it emits light. I think it's an emissive, but not an actual light throwing block. So like you'll see it glow, but it won't actually like provide light. Katie Cat says, sadly not yet, though there is an ingot version of uranium in the vanilla game. Yes, you can't get it though, unless you're in creative. Because the ore for uranium doesn't spawn, as I understand. That's from Expanded Matter. Well, yeah, I think Expanded Matter enables it. Bricklayers is the mod that uses it and requires Expanded Matter. I could probably go check the steel furnaces. Let's go do that real quick, just so we're not like letting time fly by and not doing steel. We could be doing steel. Nope. How are we doing? Okay, we are up to 78. Grumpy Thumper says, you've seen it done before, but you want to make a D&D character that's just a bear. The party thinks I'm a druid stuck in shapeshift, but nope, just a regular bear trying to play it cool. I need coal. Yeah, we're actually starting a new D&D game here. One of my friends wants to run a game. Looking forward to it. I think I'm going to play a druid, in fact. There we go. And torches are right here. Like, where'd they go? Terrence Sov says, good evening, Corazar. Welcome. Good evening to you, too. Sir Barrington is at it again. Yep, that's Grumpy Thumper's character. Grumpy Thumper, are you a what version of D&D is your preferred version? And there is a right answer to this. Uranium's glow is entirely unrelated to its radioactivity. It just happens to be fluorescent under UV. Interesting. So is it fluorescent like under sunlight too? Sulston, oh, we're bringing up the 3.5 versus 5e debate again. Indeed. What debate? It's nothing to debate. Of course, you occasionally get the person who's like, oh, fourth is the best. And for a certain subset of people, I can see how 4th would be appealing. Although I actually grew up, I didn't play much 2nd edition. In fact, I don't think I played any tabletop, but I played a lot of Baldur's Gate, and I don't mean the one that came out last year. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Grumpy Thumper plays 5th edition. Preferred character is a necromancer. Interesting. Yeah, I grew up on 3.0, 3.5. 3.5 is good if you're locked in. Yeah, for me it's the customizability of 3.5. In 5th edition, I feel like characters all kind of have a lot of the same. They feel samey, I think. Like you build 2 wizards, and while your spells might be different, you're going to play mostly the same. I don't know. It feels like they tried to make every character fit a lot more roles than they used to, which is handy when you're playing with like a small group. But in a large group, I feel like you want to have more specialization. Oh, AD&D. No, actually, my first... Yeah, that's a throwback. My first experience with D&D, a real D&D, not like what my teacher in middle school threw together for our club activities. I actually bought the AD&D starter set. And I wouldn't say I played it. No one... My family was not interested. They were like, oh, that's dorky and takes too much time to learn. I don't want to learn. And in that tone too, just about. But so I didn't have anyone to play with, because my friends at the time weren't really into it, and we didn't really know what we were doing. But it was fun to like sit and read and think about. It wasn't until Baldur's Gate came out, which might have actually been before I got the D&D set. I think I played Baldur's Gate before I even got the set. And then 3.0 came out, and never looked back. I found some friends who wanted to play D&D. We played D&D, and away we went. .5 requires you to sweat. Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it, and I like it. That's the way I like it. I like character. I like the process of building a character without having to consider the rules. Like I can, if I'm like, oh, I want to play a cleric today or a druid. Sure, I can just do that. Or I could be like, what if I made a sneaky character who's, persecuted? What's persecuted in D&D? Drow. Drow persecuted. Perfect. Let's play a drow who has some kind of special control over darkness, more than the drow usually get. But he's some kind of assassin. But the assassin class sucks, so we're not going to make an assassin. We're going to make our own assassin. And what if he could, like, I don't know, maybe like a strike at somebody and then turn invisible right away, and really like bring out the fear, like when you hear his chuckle from down the hall, and his the footsteps were like you only hear the footsteps he wants you to hear. You pee a little because you're dead meat. And I built a character from that, like a ranger, fighter, swashbuckler, rogue, something like that, with a couple levels of I don't think I did Shadow Dancer for that build. Used a spike chain, grabbed a couple of the drow feats that give you the ability to turn off a large area of lights. You're like, no light for anybody. Snap your fingers. All the torches in like 100 feet go out. Like, it was absolutely nuts. And like, I put it together without really like thinking of the rules. And then I went and sort of looked at the different feats and classes and sort of to see how I could fit the rules to my character and built it that way. Like, I feel like in 5th edition, you don't really get the chance to do that as much, because feats are a lot like fewer and far between, and optional. Solstice wants to play a Sorcerer Cleric multiclass he came across once. Subtle cast and dominate person is a dangerous thing. Oh yeah. Is there anything in here with me? There's not. Soon there will be, though. I will say, there was one 5th edition character that I wanted to play. The game, unfortunately, fell apart before it got off the ground because the DM moved many states away and didn't want to play online, so it ended up not happening. But I wanted to play... I had a wizard who would have been the party's healer. I wanted to use... I had taken proficiency in healer's kit, I think it was. And then there's a feat or two you can take later on that make them even more powerful. And so I wanted to be a surgeon, which is, and sort of, a highly intelligence, based kind of profession. So therefore I'd be a wizard, not a cleric. I'm here to fix your body, not your soul kind of guy. And I thought that would be a lot of fun. So maybe if I ever get a chance to play a 5th edition wizard again, then I'll do that. Katie guesses I'm a surgeon. Are you a real life surgeon? I had a different surgeon character build for 3.5, which was kind of like, I don't know, edged or anime inspired. But there's a build where you could literally enchant your scalpels and throw them and have them deliver your spells for you. Which, yeah, that would be a funny class to play. Mila Hobo says in 3 the Archivist class. Yes, that is a great class. I've never had a chance to play one in a way that I really wanted to. I feel like my only problem with the Archivist is that because they came out so late, there wasn't a lot of support built up around them. And so the Archivist class, to my understanding, is usually best staying Archivist, like, through to level 20. And it's neat, but, like, it's not Codzilla. It's not a cleric or druid. I wish there were some, like, prestige classes that could really take advantage of that without, like, watering it down, like, what's the dual wizard, or dual arcane divine caster? Mystic Theurge. You love paradox characters. Atheist, cleric, necromancer, doesn't believe in the afterlife. Capitalist, druid, pacifist, berserker. Oh, I love the pacifist berserkers. Like, like the Hulk. They're like, oh dear, allow me to take off my monocle and just rage. Are you saying Godzilla is a good thing? Godzilla is amusing. It really is. I don't know. It's the kind of thing where as a player, I don't abuse it because I don't want to abuse the game and annoy the other players and the DM. And as the DM, I know how to unabuse Godzilla. Like, you want to mess with my game? Well, I mean, one, I won't let you in the game. I'll just be like, hey, can you cut that out or leave the game? But, like, if someone wanted to get into, like, a whizzing contest with me, I mean, you really can't fight the DM at some point. But there are ways of mitigating Godzilla. Sci-Fi Guy is here. Good evening. Good evening to you as well. Yeah, I had a friend who played a barbarian who was like the pacifist barbarian. His name was something like Frederick Lothar Nostradamus Maximilian III or something like that. It was pretty goofy. I loved it. He was like some like nobleman. He was a half-orc nobleman, as I recall. All right, so we got some pretty good stuff today, guys. We got some corundum, which I don't recall what it's used for. Using an abrasive to smooth and polish things. Let's find out. What are you used for? There we go. Got to press the right button. Okay, so pulverizes into crushed corundum for polishing set. Oh, for bricklayers. Okay, so this is for making stone tile. Interesting. Okay. We got 4 lore books. 4 lore. I have a yowling cat outside my door, too. So organized. We got 1 gold nugget, 3 uranium nuggets, 2 rusty gears, 8 fluorite. What are you used for? Fluorite. Powdered fluorite is used for luminous glass. Okay. All right. We got a golden necklace. Ooh. I think the blue fits better. We'll stick with the blue. Copper arrowheads, some kernite. This can be used to make borax, which is handy if you're really, you know, strapped for borax or lime, and you happen to have this mod on. You can use kernite. Let's see, 1 candle, a rough peridot, 27 flax fibers. That ain't too shabby. 14 flint arrowheads, 9 phosphorite, a boatload of bones, some rib cages, and some silver. Very nice. Not too shabby. And this is, right, this is quite filling. Let's see, what does it look like? It is high rifty, but it's daytime, so we're safe. We still have no real wind. So I think we're gonna do one last thing here. We're gonna go and go tend to the bees real quick. Grumpy Thumper says your favorite character is the lucky atheist cleric who phones in prayers that they keep getting answered by trickster god. That's kind of fun. There was a class, the Priest, that was kind of based around that. It was the atheist cleric, although more like the cleric who hates the gods than actual atheist. And they steal their powers from the other gods. As I recall, the Priest was also the subject of much debate because you could really cheese it out to get like really ridiculous spellcasting. I need blue clay and I want the scythe. I think my favorite ridiculously powerful character that I've played was in a game where we needed to be that powerful because the DM was playing it as fairly DM versus player. It's fire clay. Let's do blue clay, please. There we go. This was actually the game where I played my character Kair, who was the logo for this channel until last weekend. So Kair was my main character, but I took the leadership feat because we needed it. Like, this game was so difficult that we had to have leadership feat. That's how rough it was. And thank you. And so I took leadership, and it took close cohort, which said that your cohort could be 1 level lower than you rather than 2 levels lower than you. And I took a wizard cohort, who was a wizard sorcerer ultimate magus, which is a 3.5 prestige class from the complete mage that advanced advanced prepared, aka wizard, and spontaneous, aka sorcerer casting unevenly, but you could kind of cheese it to prioritize one or the other, typically the wizard side. This guy was the answer button. It was disgusting. He even died once and it didn't even matter. It was just so ridiculous because you have full wizard casting. He was also a focused specialist conjurer. But mind you, not a summoner. Summoning, he was not a summoner. Summoning is just annoying in 3.5. He was just a conjurer who relied a lot on teleportation and conjuration, like battlefield control and damaging spells, because in 3.5, spell resistance is a yes or no button. If you have it and it's not overcome, then the spell that was targeting you does nothing. None of this half damage nonsense from 5th edition. And conjuration spells are noteworthy in that they are always immune to spell resistance because they don't like they're not magical effects. The magic creates an effect that is then essentially non-magical. I mean, you still can't use it in like an anti-magic zone, but they don't allow spell resistance because the effect itself is technically natural. So like Fireball makes pretend fire. It's an evocation spell. But Blast of Flame creates real fire, creates a real spark or something, and then releases it into the world in front of you. Hey, we have the old wolf of fire in here. Welcome, welcome. Since VS is mainly medieval theme, do you think a combat overhaul should be something similar to Chivalry or Mortal? You know, I actually haven't played either of those games. A mixture of don't have time and not quite my my preferred genre. I do think that a combat overhaul is needed. Combat in this game is extremely clunky, and frankly, I hate it. Sorry, Tyron. I think the combat in this game is about the weakest part of the game. And it's not even close. Not even close. I mean, like, this whole click, click. Like, it takes like a half a second before you're... Oh, okay, this is going faster for some reason. Alright. This would attack an actual animal or thing. So there we go. Click, click. It's like a solid third of a second before your attack does anything. And there's this, long wait time to recharge. And then let's talk about archery. Granted, I have the Bullseye mod on, which doesn't help things. It makes archery even slower. But a reasonable archer can really lob off spells, not spells, arrows quickly. Oops. You come with me. Milo Hobermer is having to track 3 different armor classes. Yes, basically. We play online nowadays, so like it tracks it for us. But yes, there are 3 different levels of AC. You have your full AC, which is like your armor and everything. You have your flat-footed AC, which is when you're surprised. And you don't get things like your dexterity bonus or dodge bonuses to your armor class. And then you have your touch armor class, which is like if someone's aiming a spell at you, they don't care about your armor because, I can disintegrate you or your armor and get both with either one. Alright, how to do this again? I need an open inventory slot. Right, okay, let's do something about that. Okay, so we can put our bag down. Go away. Oh, you listened. Sweet. Alright, so we grab you. You go down like over here. We grab you. You go here. Then we scroll off of this, I think. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Oh. Right, we have to actually, like, do these one by one. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Alright, so bloop, 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 bloop. We can't even hold them all. Alright. Knife, go over there. You too. 1, 2. Whoop. Wrong button. I meant to do that. Just destroying my Langstroth frame holder. Alright, so then we right click. Right, we have to actually be on the slot. Pick it up. Pick it up and put it down again. Alright. Arnold. Alright. Let's get our bag. Our knife. What's my verdict on the Beehive mod? I think it's too fiddly. I like the immersion. I like the style. I love the customization. I think it's too fiddly. I think that these should be carryable in a non-bag slot. Let's see. Yep. Just reading chat for a second, guys. Something like Mord Howard Darkender could be more appropriate. Something to make melee engaging. Yeah, if there was a way to add, I don't want to call them combos, but like, different move sets to do different things. The drifters would need to be really overhauled too to make them more of an interesting threat rather than just a I'm scary because I'm a monster kind of threat. Because they don't have any like crazy moves. I'll show you my ultimate move. Yeah. All right. Would you like to go into the box? There we go. That was weird. Oh no. Go in the box. Behold my special attack. Chunibyo. Maximum Chunibyo. Alright, let's do some honey squeezing. I'm gonna squeeze my honey, and that's not a euphemism for anything, I hope. Katie Cat commenting with the burn on Ryuga. Intimate moves would be awesome. Do you mean intimidate, or do you actually mean intimate moves? We have J-Stank X Plays. Hey, good to see you. I see you've been working your way through Star Sector. It's a euphemism now, says Solston. Whoopsie. What have I done? Better weapons would be cool, but pole arms are the superior weapon. Well, we have pole arms. They're not actually very good. Yeah, I take issue with the spears in this game. Like, spears are fragile. They're terrible melee damage, and they're only good when you throw them. But when you throw them, they break really fast. It's like, I don't know. They added a shield bash. Actually, what I wish is, I think one of my issues with the combat is that I really hate the knockback that drifters do. I find it kind of silly that there's no weight mechanic behind it. Because, if I'm unarmored, it might make sense that a super strong Nightmare Drifter could knock me back, a couple blocks. Maybe not 8 blocks straight into the air to the point where I take falling damage, which is a thing. I don't like that too much. But maybe, 2 blocks back specifically, I would say maybe like try to avoid up because it makes less sense. Because then you're fighting gravity. But like if I'm wearing full plate, why are they able to knock me back so far? That's the part that I don't get. That math doesn't check out to me. Let's maybe like, there we go, arrange things. Beautiful. Let's also take a gander. Is there anything going on up here? I think this is fairly well stalled for now. Got flax grain in there. Oh, we're finally rotting. Took forever. Okay, so nothing else to push along up here because we don't have any hides. I don't think, at least. Oh, we do. We have soaked hide in here. Shoot. We have some mixed barrels of strong and weak tannin. Yikes. Okay. We have 10 soaked hide. I guess let's go ahead and we're going to make a little bit of weak tannin here. Probably another barrel of strong tannin, because I don't think we can marry these. We have 2 liters and 8 liters. Not terribly useful. And we'll do this guy too. You, come with me. Oops. Oh, that's right. Seal you. Okay. There we go. Seal you. Okay, that's gonna about do it then. All right. Speaking of about doing it, that's gonna about do it for tonight's chores stream. We got a lot done tonight. I'm gonna take one last peek over here at the yeah. Oh, you know what? We can actually slip our coal in real quick. We need 8 coal, 2 for each pile, I believe. Yeah, let's get this. There we go. So we don't have to worry about starting up a second time, or well, fifth, sixth time, whatever, and that should do. That should about do. Yes. All right. Well, folks, that will do it for today's stream. Next stream will be this coming Sunday. Back to Sundays again. Probably for as much of the foreseeable future as I can manage. And we will proceed with some more steelmaking. We're going to finish up this first batch. We'll be doing some smithing. So I'm probably going to try to see if we can really quickly hammer out those 14 plugs and go try them out. Like, go get like a big old thing of sandstone and just see how much we're getting from it, because we're going to need loads of sandstone to start our temple. And you guys picked the temple location. We'll be building in the south, so that'll be pretty cool. We'll start probably some planning. I have some little rough sketches, little dinky sketches, and we'll start kind of planning out the size of the build and talking about general dimensions and getting it in and flattening the landscape. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out tonight. It was good to see everybody. Glad you all could be here with me, and I will hope to see all of you again soon. But as always, my name has been CarryOn. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.